Hey people, how are you? I'm opening my phone so that I can see your messages. How is everything, everyone? How are you? Can you hear me? Am I live? Oh my god. Can you hear me? Am I live? Okay. If you can hear me, put your hands up. Today it's all about IELTS, guys. Let me go swiftly on to our part from where we left off. Where? Come on. Yes. Let's check here. Nope. Yes. Okay, fellas. Last time I promised you we will do something again, which is this part. If you can hear me, if you can see me, thumbs up. Send me thumbs up so that we can start our lesson for today. Can you hear me? Can you see me? That's the two questions that I want someone to answer me about. Can you hear me? Can you see me? So, hi, how are you? I believe you can hear me, yeah. Hi, how are you? I hope you're having a very good day at your homes, and keeping yourself healthy and everything cool and great. Today, as I promised you before, we left off from this chart. So we have to fill in the gaps this map of a museum, and last lesson we left off of from here. So today we will start from this one and we will continue forward. We are starting with the listening part. So this is a listening part. So here we have we finished this part and now we have this part. So questions 14 to 18, that's 14 to 18, and fill in the missing information on the map of the museum. You have to be very careful with this one. When he tells you that you need to write no more than 3 words in IELTS, it's very important that you commit to what he's telling you. It's very important. Give me a moment, I'll close this window because it's very noisy, I assume. Give me a minute, sorry. Yes, now it's more quiet. I like it. Let me adjust the microphone. Okay, so we will do the following, guys. I need your help here. So I have pen and paper. I am doing this practice with you, and we will do it together. So what I want you to do is the following. We will listen one time and try to write 3 or 4 words, but make sure it's a 3 when you write it down. And be sure that we are going to start from the entrance here. This is the entrance. So we are going to start from here. And after that, you need to make sure that the main gallery, that's your clue. So when the listening part comes, they will say the main gallery. So when they say the main gallery, here you need to be careful because they will say something that you need to write it down here. Number 14. Okay? Now, don't be confused because 14, 15, 16, 17. It's in order. In case in IELTS it's not in order, make sure to look at the doors in the map. So he can't come this way, this is the door that way, and so on. Anyway, what we will do right now is we will open listening part, and I need you guys to help me out to solve those 5 gaps. Okay? Welcome, Miss Nevin. Hello, Mr. Fateh. Okay, so are you ready? Shall we open the listening part? Yes, we shall. Okay, let's close that one. So the listening part here is number, what's the practice number? Let me get right back to track 2. Track 2. Okay. So we are going to play track 2. Here we go. However, the first part, let me put it here. Yes. The first part of this exercise is here, which we did it. If you go back and check the videos that we did before, here, this part we did it. And so we will pass this part and we will continue to this part. So pair with me and focus. We will listen one time, okay?
Now turn to Skill 1, Making Assumptions. Practice 2, Questions 11 to 20. Practice 2. You will hear a recording of a tour of an art museum. Listen carefully and answer the questions.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Lucy, and I'll be your guide.
Sorry, here we did it last week, so you can check the videos. We will jump to the map of the museum when they enter the museum from the entrance.
For example, you'll see over there a small Picasso Citizens Day, so admission is free for all people over 65. However, you'll still need to get a ticket before the tour starts. All right now, does everyone have a ticket? Yes? Good. Then let's go.
Okay, let's go. Here we will start to go inside the map of the museum. I need you to stay focused, help me out. Remember, no more than 3 words, okay? Each gap, it can be 1, it can be 2, it can be 3, however, it's not 4. Because if you put 4 in IELTS, that's wrong. You can't do that. So let's continue the listening part. Stay focused. Here we go.
We begin our tour here in the main gallery. Here you can see our collection of modern art. We're quite proud of this collection, which includes some minor works by major artists. For example, you'll see over there a small Picasso. And on this wall, you'll see works by some other well-known modern painters. Moving ahead to the next room, now we're in the City Gallery. This is the room where we feature local artists who have painted a variety of subjects. You'll notice here some local scenes, in addition to a few portraits. And right over there, you'll see some abstract works. Most of these works are modern, although we have a few older paintings in this room as well. Straight ahead is the Hall of History. In that room, we have a wonderful collection of portraits of famous figures in our city's history. The oldest paintings date back to the 17th century, And there are some quite modern paintings in there as well, including a portrait of our current governor, who was born in this city. Unfortunately, the hall is closed right now, so we won't be able to visit it today. Here to our right is the East Room. Isn't this a beautiful room? The view of the garden is just lovely. You'll see there are no paintings in here because this room is devoted entirely to sculpture. That large sculpture in the center is by a well-known local artist, and over here you'll see several pieces by a modern European sculptor. You can see we have quite a number of lovely pieces in this room. Just beyond the East Room is the gift shop. You may want to visit it after you have finished looking at the galleries. You can buy reproductions of art in the museum's collections, as well as souvenirs of the city, and many other lovely things as well. All right then, we visited all the open galleries in the museum. If you would like to return to any area of the museum now...
Now before we continue to the other part, which is the notice to museum visitors, before we continue, let's finish this part. Okay, guys. She went into the entrance. She mentioned the main gallery. Now, what's number 14? Anyone catch number 14? What's number 14? Number 14. Anyone remembers? Hello, hello. Anyone remembers or heard it? Remember, you need to put near you pen and paper. Pen and paper. Thank you, guys. Thank you, Miss Melissa. It's not an art gallery. It's modern art. It's in the main gallery. Modern art. Thank you, Miss Melis. Modern art. Thank you so much. 15. What we've got on 15. Here are the local artists. What we have on 15. 15 here. Here. What we have here, guys. Anyone? You can do it. You can do it. Number 15. Anyone? Number 15 is, I will count to 3 and I will give you an answer if there is no answer in the product in the chat here. So you have 1, 2, 3. City Gallery. 15 here. You have the City Gallery, the way she mentioned it. Yes. Now, she went to the Hall of History. She went to the Hall of History. What is there in the Hall of History? Anyone? What is there? Can you help me out? Who can help me out? Anyone? Hall of History. Do I have it? Do I have to repeat it for you, or you understood? Anyone, fellas? I'm waiting you. I'm waiting you. Okay. I will continue because there is no answers. Okay. So the Hall of History have a famous figures of a history. However, these are 4 words, so I need to make it 3. Famous figures of history. You can say historical famous figures, so that you can make it. Thank you. Thank you. Correct. Thank you. Historical things, which basically it is historic famous figures. 3 words. Remember, you need to make it 3 words. It's very important. Thank you, Miss Aynur. Thank you. Now, East room. He said East room, and he said there is a garden. I'm sorry, she said, the tutor of the museum. She said there is a beautiful garden when we go to the East room. So what's there in the East room? Sculpture. Yes, sculpture. But what we can put here in the plank? Anyone remembers? I am writing with you here. I am listening and I am writing so that I can help you out. So even one word, two words, we can find an answer together. Anyone? In the sculpture room, there's something in the sculpture room. What we can find in sculpture room? Thank you, perfect, Ms. Zainab. No paintings here, correct. However, this room, she said, dedicated only for sculptures. So there is no paintings, correct. But what in the blank? What sculptures are there? Is there any specific sculpture that she mentioned? Or multiple sculptures? Somebody have a break. No, the Hall of History is closed, she said. The Hall of History is closed. But what is in the room of sculptures? What are the sculptures for? Here, you have to use your assumption skill. Assuming, to guess. Well known. Thank you. What is well known? She said local artist. Well known. Local artist. Thank you so much. So well known, two words, local artist. Now we have four words. It cannot be. So we need to write only three words as we mention here. No more than three words. So well known local artist. You can say only known local artist, or any structure but three words. If you ask me, I would write local artist sculpture. Local artist sculpture. Okay? Thank you so much, guys. Thank you so much. That's amazing. Okay, now we are jumping to the gift shop. The gift shop. Blank and souvenirs. I remember before we talked about souvenirs. Anyone remembers what is the meaning of souvenirs? What is a souvenir? I want you to explain to me a souvenir in simple little words. What is souvenir? Like, for example, cat. It's an animal which people raise sometimes. It's like a pet. So I'm explaining what is cat. That's just like simple example. So what is souvenirs? Hello, Mr. Arif. It's like memories. However, those memories are very little things. A gift which is special to someone, something for remembrance. Yes, it's basically if you are traveling abroad, if you're traveling, let's say, not a present, no. If you're traveling, for example, you are going to Paris and you came back after 2 weeks, you came back to Turkey. So you want to remember Paris. So what? You buy something from Paris, for example, Eiffel Tower, very little Eiffel Tower, and you take it back home. Either you give it to a friend or for yourself, which make you remember that you went to Paris before. That's the explanation. Kinda like postcard. Thank you. Yes, Mr. Arif. Now, moving forward, a gift shop. What we have in the gift shop? What we can buy in the gift shop? Remember, gift shop, basically you are buying stuff. And he said to you here, souvenirs. So what she said, we can buy something and souvenirs. Do you remember what she said? Do you remember what she said? You can buy something and souvenirs. Who remembers or who know what we can write there? Yes, beautiful people. Yes. No problem. Stay. We will repeat it after we finished so that you can understand. No problem. Let's continue. Anyone, guys? Okay. She said in a gift shop you can buy reproduction of art and souvenir. Reproduction of art. Reproduction of art. 3 words. Perfect. Reproduction of art. Okay? Reproduction of arts. Now, we are coming here, the last part of the listening. Questions from 19 to 20. Complete the notice below. Write again no more than 3 words. Now, can you see the structure of the question? In IELTS, you will always see no more than 3 words. No more than 3 words. Remember, reading the question is half of your answer. Because when you read the question, you will understand what you need to do. Maybe in the questions, he say to you, there is a number you should write. Or maybe he say to you, there is a word and a number, you know? Like, for example, here. This is the first one, which we took it last week here. He said in the questions, no more than 3 words and or a number. Okay? So either there is a number or words with number. So you need to read the questions very good. Now, we are coming here. Now, let's read it. A notice to museum visitors. So this is a paper for visitors. The following areas are restricted. Yani, the following areas are not allowed for visitors to go to. That's why they call it restricted areas. First of all, Hall of History. Remember we said here, the Hall of History is closed. She mentioned. Hall of History closed for blank will reopen in April 20 blank museum staff offices employees only. All other must have an appointment. So if you read it very good here, close for something. For something. Yani, we are closing this Hall of History because there is something going on. Remember, when you read this, you're not looking for time. You're looking for a reason. Okay? There is a reason behind the closure of Hall of History. Okay? Because he said here, will reopen in April. So you're looking for a reason. You need to understand what you are about to listen to and what you have here. So the first one is a reason. Closed for what? For what purpose? Okay? The second one here, as you see, it's like Hall of History, which is a place where museum staff offices employees only. Okay? So we are looking for a reason and a place in the listening. Now we will continue the listening. Here. Now let's continue. That's very good, Mr. Ainur. That's what you said is assumption, restoration. It's assumption. Let's listen. If we don't understand or we didn't listen good, after that we can guess. We can assume accordingly. Okay.
Many other lovely things as well. All right then, we visited all the open galleries in the museum. If you would like to return to any area of the museum now and look at the exhibits more carefully, please do so. Remember, the Hall of History is closed for repairs, but it should be open again next month. Also, please don't go up to the second floor. There's nothing up there but offices, and the area is off limits to visitors. Thank you for coming to the museum. Don't forget to visit the gift shop on your way out.
That is the end of practice 2.
Okay, we are finished. Now, she said 2 things. She said why it's closed. Exactly what we assumed. Why they Thank you, Mr. Ainur. Nice. However, your writing is not correct. I will open something here for you. Yes. I will have this something I write for you. Repairs. Okay? For repairs. It's very important. Let me make it a bit big for you. Here, I will write just the words that you have problem with. Repairs. For repairs. It's very important that we spell the words correctly. Any misspelling in our writing, the whole gap will be gone. You will get 0 and X. Okay? So you be careful about this one. Okay, so first one, which is number 19, it's closed for repairs. Repairs. S in the end. Repairs. Remember, you need to be very focused, guys. Very focused. Miss Melissa, 22nd floor. Okay. It's very nice how you find that. I find this very interesting because it's not exactly the same, however, the same rhythm. Yes, Mr. Mert, don't go up to the 2nd floor. Perfect. So 20 is the 2nd floor. 3 words. Perfect. Miss Melissa, floor is the thing where we are making bread or cake. It's the white thing. Okay, it's different. Floor is written like Mr. Mert wrote it. Floor. F-L-O-O-R. Floor. Not floor. I'm sorry, not flower. What you wrote is a flower. Okay, nice. Thank you. Now, we have the first one and the second one. That's very nice, guys. Thank you so much. Okay, close this listening part. We will continue. Now, here he trying to teach you the technique of assuming and understanding. You're welcome, Miss Melissa. Now, you have to understand something. Do you remember here? The way you are looking at the question, don't get yourself confused. For example, first one, we read the question. Now, how I know closed for what? Yani, maybe there is time, maybe there is something. I have to focus on the preposition, for. Why do we use for? Yani, I did something for you. There is reason why I used for. Okay? So I understood after for, there is something, a reason after for. So you need to keep that in your mind. You need to keep yourself, okay, I am waiting for a reason in the listening. Okay? So keep that in mind. When you do fast reading the question, you keep that in mind. Second one, the way this parenthesis here, those two, they say it's exactly the same order here. I'm sorry, let me highlight it again. Here and here. So here there is a title. There is something need to be written here. Okay? So this is how you expect what is the listening going to be. Basically, you are assuming. However, you need to be very sure. When you do this skill, you need to be very sure, because sometimes You are assuming something, you are waiting for the listening to give you, but the listening doesn't give. So this means you are wrong. So you be careful, and with practice, such exercises, you will get more knowledge of how to expect an answer from the listening. Now let's read this. We know this from reading practice 2, question 1120, page 2728. This is what we did before. You can check the videos that we did on IELTS. Go on YouTube channel, on this YouTube channel, and go for playlist, and you can find IELTS. Go check them out, you can find it. The Jamestown Museum of Art has varied hours of operation, but it is closed on Monday and holidays. There are 4 galleries. One gallery has a local art, the other has a sculpture. There is a gift shop. Here it's an explanation of what you saw in the map. This is how you should think. This is how you should expect. The Hall of History will reopen in April. The museum staff office are open only by appointment to non-staff members. Now, here, when you hear what, this is what he wants from you. First time you saw the question, you need to assume. You need to say, who will talk? Who's going to talk? Assumption. Who's going to talk about a museum? It may be the man who's responsible for the museum, or the man or the woman, the tourer, or the guider, the person who guides the visitors in the museum. So keep that in mind, okay? Keep that in mind. What he will talk about, what he will discuss. He will discuss the rooms in the museum, maybe history, maybe a World War II or anything. Just make yourself thinking about that. When the museum is going to be closed or opened, you have to be careful. When you are saying like this in your mind before the listening, you will expect days, you will expect dates. So it can be Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, 2nd of April, 4th of July, and so on. So this is make you expecting numbers, expecting days and dates, okay? Where is the rooms, or where is the galleries, or the places that they will go to in the museum? You are wondering. This is just questions you are wondering, okay? And why? Here, the curiosity part. Why the Hall of History is closed? Why there is little money for the seniors who are over 65. Miss Melissa, will we listen to it again, or do the questions according to the reading part? Okay, no problem. No problem. Okay, we will listen again. Okay. I actually told you I will repeat it again, but I forgot. So, sorry. Okay. Let's listen again. Where is it? Here. Nope. It's here. Okay. Now
turn to skill 1.
Now let's go here.
You'll still need to get a ticket before the tour starts.
Okay.
All right now. Does everyone have a ticket?
Okay, everyone have a ticket. Miss Melissa, we are repeating now. Okay. Okay, let's check it out. Okay, here we go. Now, they will repeat this part. Check your answers, pen and paper, right? And we will continue from this part to the second one. Here we go.
Yes? Good. Then let's go. We begin our tour here in the main gallery. Here you can see our collection of modern art. We're quite proud of this collection, which includes some minor works by major artists. For example, you'll see over there a small Picasso. And on this wall, you'll see works by some other well-known modern painters. Moving ahead to the next room, now we're in the City Gallery. This is the room where we feature local artists who have painted a variety of subjects. You'll notice here some local scenes, in addition to a few portraits, and right over there you'll see some abstract works. Most of these works are modern, although we have a few older paintings in this room as well. Straight ahead is the Hall of History. In that room, we have a wonderful collection of portraits of famous figures in our city's history. The oldest paintings date back to the 17th century, and there are some quite modern paintings in there as well, including a portrait of our current governor, who was born in this city. Unfortunately, the hall is closed right now, so we won't be able to visit it today. Here to our right is the East Room. Isn't this a beautiful room? The view of the garden is just lovely. You'll see there are no paintings in here, because this room is devoted entirely to sculpture. That large sculpture in the center is by a well-known local artist, and over here, you'll see several pieces by a modern European sculptor. You can see we have quite a number of lovely pieces in this room. Just beyond the East Room is the gift shop. You may want to visit it after you have finished looking at the galleries. You can buy reproductions of art in the museum's collections, as well as souvenirs of the city, and many other lovely things as well. All right then.
Okay, here we finished this map of the museum. Do you have any questions or any concerns about it? You're welcome, of course, guys, you're welcome. Do you got it? Everything is good, because this is what we answered before. I don't know Turkish, I am sorry. Okay, now we will continue to 19 and 20. Okay, we'll continue to 19 and 20, and we will listen again and focus.
We visited all the open galleries in the museum. If you would like to return to any area of the museum now and look at the exhibits more carefully, please do so. Remember, the Hall of History is closed for repairs, but it should be open again next month. Also, please don't go up to the second floor. There's nothing up there but offices, and the area is off limits to visitors. Thank you for coming to the museum. Don't forget to visit the gift shop on your way out.
Okay. This is the listening part for this one and that one. Okay. Now, you have to be careful here. The IELTS listening test will be it will be played for you for one time. So you need to read the questions very good and expect an answer. After that, you need to wonder what, when, where, why. Okay, those are in your head. And the third part is you have to expect what's coming for you. So that's what we talked about here. Circle the clues in the practice 2 on page 27 to help you make the assumption. No answer are provided in the answer key. So here, basically, after we listened, here it's a practice so that you can understand what we were talking about. Write the number of the question in practice 2 question 1120 on page 27 next to the question you have to answer. So what is the admission price of adults? Here, before the lesson, that's what we did here. $11. Okay, and here you have the second question. What the admission price for children? Now this listening part, we did it before. It's $15. Here are questions. Here, look. Can you see these questions so that you don't get confused? Those questions, before you listen to the museum and everything, this is what you should ask yourself. Those are the questions that you need to fastly, digest in your brain. You need to wonder, what is the price for adults? What's the price for children? Moving on. For example, D here. D, this is what we did today, earlier. What kind of art is in the Hall of History? This is just make you wonder. It's Hall of History. What kind of art inside, so that I can write it. E, in which gallery is local art located? Why he asked this question? Why? We come here back again. In 15, there is only local arts. So this is a name of the gallery. This is what inside the gallery. So here we are expecting a name for the gallery. Why? Because here, when they start, they will say here in the main gallery. Okay? And after she gives something here, which is inside the gallery. However, when we go to 15, we are looking for the name of the gallery. What is the name of the gallery? Which is the city gallery. Okay? This is how you expect what will come. After one, you have Hall of Fame, Hall of History. This is the name of the gallery. So you are waiting for something inside this hall. After that, the sculpture room, and the name of the place here in 18 is a gift shop. So this is why you should ask yourself these questions. F, what kind of art is in the main gallery? You are answering yourself. You are asking yourself. In which gallery is sculpture located? Which gallery? What besides souvenirs is sold in the gift shop? It's a gift shop. So what we can find there, that's what we need to write. So we are listening to it so that we can write. This is all the questions that you need to ask yourself before the listening played for you. Okay? So this is the questions. And remember, that's what we discussed. Oh my god, what am I doing? Okay, sorry. This is what we discussed before. Remember here? Who and, sorry. Who, what, when, where, and why. Those are all things that you are thinking about, so that you are expecting from the listening part. Moving forward. Now, we are in the skill 2, understanding numbers. Now, numbers sometimes make people completely confused because they can't catch the first number and they are holding. We have 4-digit numbers, for example, or 6 digits. Some students hold the first number, they write it, and they close their listening for the other numbers. Now, we will learn not to do that. You need to listen, write and keep listening. You don't need to think about it. You are heard 5, write 5 and listen to the continuation of the numbers. Okay? Because there will be a phone number will be said. Okay? We will do practice. You will understand what I am talking about. So, skill 2, understanding numbers. Many of the questions on IELTS listening model ask you to remember, identify, or write numbers that you hear. This is an easy skill, he say, to practice, but difficult one to perfect. Okay? So, this is an example of what we will hear. You will hear Flight 33 leaves from Gate 13, Concourse C3. Now, as you notice, in IELTS, they will try to confuse you. So here you have 33, 13, and C3. So much 3 going on, yes? So this is what you will hear. Flight 33 leaves from Gate 13, Concourse C3. You need to be careful. You need to ask yourself what, where, when, all those questions. Write the number you hear. So here you have a question. What is the flight number? What is the flight number? You have to understand. The other one is seat. The first one is gate. The flight number comes first. However, now, Many numbers sound alike. Alike yani similar. Okay? Sound alike. This is what you will hear. Like before you answered for second floor, we have a student who said second flower. However, you need to get your pronunciation right. Look, if you are understanding the pronunciation correct, you will understand what you will hear. However, here we have, let's discuss this one because I saw a mistake here. So, student said this, and it's pronounced actually like this. So, this one is flower. Flower. Exactly the same pronunciation as this letter. Let's see. The same pronunciation. Flower is like flower, rose, you know? So, flower, flower. Same pronunciation. Now, in IELTS, we will discuss that. Don't worry about it. But I want you to be careful when you are listening. If your pronunciation perfect, your listening will be perfect. Remember that. Your pronunciation perfect, listening perfect. So, here, not floor, it's a flower. Flower, same pronunciation, remember? And floor, second floor. Flour is used for cooking. Okay? It's used for cooking. And flour. So be careful with those things. Sometimes it happens, but how you will know, by the way, let's talk about this. How you know it's a flower or flower? Okay? You will understand the word from the context, from the sentence. So what he was talking about? He's talking about cooking, or he's talking about buying something from shop? Is he talking about flower or the flower? Or he's talking about the garden and the green and the nature? So the context is your cue. The context is where you see. Is the floor the first one or flower? Yes, flower or flower. Okay? So be careful, guys. Yeah. I'm sorry, I didn't read the... No, yeah, it's exactly correct, Miss Mills. From the context, yes. So, moving forward. Many numbers sound alike. Here are a few easily confused numbers. Say them out loud. So, now I have on my live stream 23 individual, 23 students. So, I want you to repeat after me while you are at home. And don't lie to me, okay? Repeat. Okay. So we have here 3, 13, 13, 30, 30. Remember, some students confuse between 13 and 30. 30 is short, very short. 13, it makes you take it long. So 13, okay? 3, 13, let's take our 13, 30, 33, 33, okay? Moving forward, 4. Now I am spelling it as a British. It's not 4, because the R, the letter R is in British pronounced like ah, and the letter R as from matter, water, letter. Okay, so I'm pronouncing the letter R, the schwa sound. So 4, 14, 40. Remember, this one is short. 40, 14. Okay, 44. Moving forward to the other numbers. 6, 16, 16, 60, 60, 60, 66, 66. Now, if you are noticing, the confusion will be when the number repeated again. So 4, 14, 40, 44. So here is the trick. If you are practice yourself on doing that one, remember, be careful. Miss Melissa asking question, does using a British or American English make a problem in IELTS? It's not a problem. What is your accent? However, it's very essential that we understand the differences between a British and the differences in vocabularies, the differences in pronunciation, the differences when we speak, and the up and down letters. It's not a problem if you speak American, if you speak British, but it's a problem if you don't know how to spell and pronounce the words. Because we know, for example, flavor. Let me write here for you flavor. Let me delete this one. So if we are favorite, let's go favorite. Favorite. So there is this one favorite and the other one. This one is American. The other one, British, we put you. I believe here I. Yeah, this one. So in British, in American, favorite, and British, favorite, there is a U. So you need to understand the differences. There is differences in spelling where, for example, you have analysis. Analysis in American, we use, I believe, Z, and in British, S. You need to understand the spelling and the pronunciation so that you can understand what's coming for you. However, IELTS, it's the listening absolutely and utterly, it's going to be in a British accent. You don't have to speak the accent. The accent is not important, but you need to teach yourself to comprehend the British accent when it's coming to you. So you need to pronounce them. Try to pronounce British so that you can comprehend it. So that's my answer for you, Miss Melissa. Now, try to use the context to make guess about what you are hearing. That's what Miss Melissa said earlier, the context. When you look over the question to make assumption about the topic, pay attention to those questions that ask for specific numbers. Listen carefully for those numbers. Now, it's 2:53. I'm afraid I need to take a break. We will take a break for approximately 10 minutes or less. I will get back to our live stream, and I will continue the listening part here. We will read it, we will understand it, and after we will do it together. Okay, it's all about numbers. Okay, guys, I guess I will see you after 10 minutes. Okay, I need you to stick to our live stream, and I will be right back. 10 or less minutes. Grab something to drink. I will grab coffee and I'll be right back. So yeah, okay. See you in 10 minutes, guys.